Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hey, thanks.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Okay, it's 5 minutes past the hour. Let's get started. We have very light attendance today. Okay. Uh, of course, antitrust policy is enforced, so we will get started. I have put some points already on this thing. So on the lab update from my side is last week, if you remember, we had to procure some additional cables. So we have bought those cables and they were also delivered. I believe it's already connected. Mircha, do you have any information on those cables being connected to this NetSec card? It's either Sam or
No, I think Paul might have.
yeah. So yeah, Paul will be. Yeah, I think he will open a ticket soon. I think on this one. But all the cables were delivered. Yeah. Uh, so for the operator announcement, I think that we are all set for the demo, right, Sam? Are there any showstoppers or everything is going well for the Bala's demo at OCPMEA?
Yep. We already got one of the materials, just finishing up the second one, and then yeah, it should be okay. And also talking about the PR as well. I'm just testing it on the OpenShift DP operator CI and everything, just to make sure it doesn't break it there. But it already passed on the Phantom Lake, the PTL card on their lab, but the Marvell and some other lanes are not it's like flaking a bit, so we haven't been able to get just to see that it works on all the possible setups and stuff. But the code itself should already be done and ready to merge and everything. So we're just making sure that we can um, you know we can merge it and it would work for the OpenShift side as well.
Okay. So what about the GitHub runner? I think Mircha said he could help you. You were able to get the GitHub runner running?
No, I haven't got anything yet on that.
Yeah, just call me on, I don't know, on Slack or something, and we can have a session together, half an hour, and
Okay.
get it solved.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, awesome. So you have his email ID, right? Sam, I had shared Mircha's email ID. You have his email ID. You can either ping on the Slack. You are on that Slack also, so you can just ping him on the Slack and let's close this one.
Sounds good.
Okay, on the blueprint dashboard, I'm still working on this one. I'm just like cleaning it up, some of the things, and organizing it properly. So by next week, it should be ready. Ready for TSC members to discuss. Like 3 or 4 we have, that's all. But yeah. So on the governing board this 2 days back we had this governing board meeting. There were two things from the TSC. Mainly, request should be made to for the maintainers to the governing board members, and we made that request. They will consider it and work internally on this one. And one of the anchor topic in governing board meeting was on the use cases that matters to our members, right? It was a very interesting discussion. It was like 45 minutes discussion, and all the members who attended the call contributed on it. Intel, FI, Red Hat, everybody, Keysight, and everybody. So I'm still compiling all the inputs on the use cases that OPI should be focusing on. I will share it over email or present it at the 30th meeting. The main thing was on the one of the important topic was on the VM scenarios. Should we consider the VM scenarios, and TSC should discuss it and see if they can accommodate, considering their bandwidth and resources and contributions from the members. TSC can make a call on considering the VM scenarios also. I mean, today you are aware that we are mostly Kubernetes focused, even our operators and everything for the Kubernetes domain. Uh, one of our members' input was to consider the VM scenarios, and others kind of agreed, and others counter-argued. So there was a very interesting discussion happened. I will summarize all those things and present it next week. But the thing is, should we or should we not prioritize the VM scenarios considering our resources? VM support. Any questions or comments for now? But other than this, others mentioned what are the other use cases. I will summarize those things and add it here. Maybe next week.
Thank you, Sridhar. My recollection is, the two main ones was the VM, like you just mentioned, and the other one was kind of the elephant in the room is that we should try to align with AI, right?
Yeah. Correct. So see, from the workload point of view, yeah, use case. So when we talk about AI use case, if I see there are two ways, right? Whether to in an AI environment, in an AI cloud, if I can use that term, what is the role that DPUs and IPUs play, or the AI-based workloads that run on these DPU and IPUs, maybe some kind of inferencing or these kind of things that are running. So the idea was to first kind of come up with a document kind of thing. What are the AI use cases that DPUs and IPUs are most closely related, and maybe a white paper or something like that. And then based on that, we can see if we can have a blueprint around this AI use case.
Right. So if you look at the NVIDIA Spectrum X white paper, you will see how they use the blue field as part of that Spectrum X. So this is a DPU application. It's quite different to the focus of our team of OPI until now. But I would recommend background reading to look over that.
Yeah. If I Google this thing, I should be able to find, right?
Yeah. If you can't find it, just ping me. I'll find it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's public information.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, on the release part, marketing is also ready with document, but from our side, from the TSC side, the 12, in fact, it has come down to 9 now because the other repos are not required. I have requested the contributors to tag it. I haven't received a response yet. One of the maintainer or contributor directly said that he cannot help. So we will have to, we will wait until 27th, and or else we'll go ahead and tag it because it doesn't hurt anything. Tagging it, it doesn't create any issues. So we will wait until 27th, and on 27th, I will go ahead and tag the repos that are not being tagged. I also requested maintainers if they have any objections or concerns to let us know on this part. I haven't heard anything yet. Do the TSC members agree that it's okay on 27th I go ahead and tag it if I don't get any response by the time?
Well, I don't think we have quorum, but it's fine by me.
Yeah. Or else I can wait for next week's quorum, or I can ask or email. I think last time we had this point when there was a quorum and people were okay with it. But anyways,
Yeah, I support it as well, Sridhar.
yeah, thanks. Micha, you are also okay with it? I will ask others offline also.
Yes.
Okay, so these are the topics I had in mind. Anybody has anything else to bring up?
Could you
All
give
right.
us any more color, Sridhar, on what the board thinks the VM use case is?
Okay. So this was from the Intel, Krishna from the Intel. So I had a meeting with him before the governing board meeting a week back, last week actually, and they were talking about for the enterprises, right? So of course we all know that big players like hyperscalers, they have their own thing and they do their own thing, and especially for the enterprises, they are still very, very important use cases for the virtual machines domain, not just the containers or Kubernetes domain. So for these, when these virtual machines, now if we assign DPUs and IPUs as the resources to these VMs, just like a SmartNIC, like or enhanced SmartNIC, or and how do we do that? What is the standardized interface that OPI should be creating to support adding these DPUs and IPUs to these VMs as an additional resource? All right. So if you treat them as a SmartNIC, of course, it will fall under managing those additional interface to that, so that it can be offloaded. Some workloads can be offloaded to these things. So if you want to do that, if some workloads are running on a virtual machines, not on containers, and if you want to offload some of those workloads to the DPU or IPUs in the VM scenarios, what should be the standard interfaces that be there, which can support all the DPUs and IPUs, and should OPI be creating that kind of standard interface for that?
So are the VMs you're talking about running on the host, or are they running on the DPU itself?
VMs running on the host.
Okay. I don't see any complexity there, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm missing something.
Well, I think the thing is that yeah. So there's a difference between running Kubernetes on the NIC and running on the host, obviously. But we for what runs on the NIC, we've obviously been focusing on using Kubernetes, but sort of we've also been defaulting to assuming that the hosts are running Kubernetes. So the use cases are a bit different. We need to kind of, well, if we want to follow the advice here, and the idea will be to sort of explore that and see how we can support those use cases better.
Okay, thanks. That helps.
Or see, another option is Ranjit was supposed to join the call, but he said last minute he couldn't make it. Another option is to, if we have like a target end user kind of thing, like an enterprise who would be interested, maybe we can work closely with that specific enterprise use case scenarios. I don't know, but it may be too specific then. But creating a generic might help.
Yeah, I mean, part of the discussion was around, that we know that DPUs, it's not new. It shouldn't be new to anyone here, but part of the discussion was around the idea that we know that DPU type technologies is used in hyperscalers, and we roughly know how that works. But what value can DPUs bring to the enterprise? And it's probably different to what they're doing in hyperscalers. And then the VM angle is, well, hyperscalers do VMs, but there are workloads out there that people want to run as VMs. Like there might be legacy workloads. DPC was mentioned as a specific case. Have multi-tenant environments, people still want to use VMs as opposed to containers. And how do you support that? And it was primarily through the lens of a more traditional OpenStack type deployment of VMs, but there was also some discussion around there are newer techniques. People run VMs via Kubernetes, which I would say is sort of a transition towards using containers. Yeah, so all of these topics were discussed at the board.
Yeah, my view is the DPU, presents its capabilities as PCIe devices, virtualized or real, and that those are passed into the VMs, and then the VMs can access those devices. I'm not sure what work there is for OPI in that arena.
Yeah. So I did get the feeling that the Intel representative, I think it would be valuable to sit down and talk to him around these issues. I think the discussion points were very interesting, but I think it would be good if, we would like to learn from them, but I think if they learned a little bit about what we've been doing over the past years, I think we would more clearly see what directions we can take.
Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting area we haven't poked at in a while. So.
Yeah.
So Tim, when you mentioned these devices expose their capabilities or tell their capabilities, right? That mechanism is not yet standardized, right? For example, Intel cards, they said they have all these cryptographic capabilities, when some of the other cards may not be having it. So when they expose these capabilities, the way it is done, is it already standardized somewhere or within the?
It's usually they follow SR-IOV semantics, so that's the underlying standard is SR-IOV, and the ability to pass virtual functions into a VM. Now there might be details underneath that are non-standard, so and maybe that's where the complexity is.
Yeah, I agree, Tim, that is the standard. It will be interesting to learn where they feel that isn't sufficient, what parts are missing.
Yep. Maybe next week Ranjit join, we can ask him more on that particular thing. And also from one generation previous SmartNIC scenarios, does OpenStack already supports this SmartNICs and adding these SmartNICs to these VMs? Not the SRI, just the SmartNICs kind
of. If I can weigh in, I think at least the PTL, which is a little bit different than the other Intel cards, because it's pretty like standard and stuff. I think William had worked with it running on OpenStack, so yeah, either OpenStack on OpenShift or just OpenStack itself, but it can be virtualized already.
Okay. Anything else?
So who is our new Intel representative? They're not here today, obviously.
Ranjit Kavatur.
Okay. So he has yet to attend the meeting, right?
I think he came last week.
Oh, okay. I think I missed last week. So.
And
no, a week before that. A week before that. Yeah.
Okay. I believe I have said hello to him.
Yeah.
And whichever week, and it was the week before that, whenever it was, the week before Rajit came, that Miles said goodbye.
Yeah, Miles said goodbye on 2nd. Rajit came on 9th.
Yeah, I was there the week. I was for Miles last week. I remember that.
Okay. Then if nothing else, I'll give back your 37 minutes. Have a great week ahead. See you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you.